to offer you this lesson from Unity of the Keys Spiritual Center.
Heaven on Earth. This was inspired by the Christmas parade. If you saw the weekly e-news, you saw me and Sally with our wings on being angels. And the Christmas parade was about bringing heaven to earth, and it was so much fun. We did it 3 years in a row, and we'll probably do it again. So I thought, heaven on earth, that's a really good goal in life. We've all experienced heaven on earth sometimes, hopefully lots of times. So I brought some visual aids. But, let me do that. Just in case you're forgetting the name of the talk and it's not on the screen, we've got it right here. Heaven on earth. Okay. So, when we think of heaven, we used to, and most of us don't anymore, and probably we all used to, think of the pearly gates, the angels, God sitting on a big throne, and we go there, and of course we were so good in our life, so we get rewarded in death. And it's utopia, and we love it. Heaven, it's wonderful. It's a great image. Well, that's not the heaven that we have here at Unity. So I had to figure out what exactly it was so that I was not speaking wrongly. So I went to the Googler, and I found the metaphysical meaning of the kingdom of heaven according to the Fillmore Study Bible. And that is the Christ consciousness, the realm of divine mind, a state of consciousness in harmony with the thoughts of God. Jesus even gave heaven a definite location. In Luke, he said, the kingdom of God is within you. Heaven is within every one of us. It's a place, a conscious sphere of our mind, having all the attraction described and imagined as belonging to the old traditional heaven. The kingdom within is spiritual. It's beautiful. It's utopia. And in order to find this kingdom, one must become conscious of divine mind and its realm of divine ideas. And we can do this through affirmations of truth. We must be willing to adjust our thoughts to the divine standards. Okay, divine ideas, divine standards. What is that? Well, we say it every Sunday. We said it this morning. It's our first unity principle, our statement of being. There is one power and one presence, and it is God, and it is all good, all the time. In the Bible, in Philippians, it says, finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things. So what are these things? When have you said, I'm in heaven? Kathy sang, I'm in heaven. That's Fred Astaire singing to Ginger Rogers when he's dancing cheek to cheek. He was in heaven. It's a beautiful thing. We experience small moments of heaven often. Dancing with a loved one, doing things we love, reading a good book, exercise for some of us. Wish it was me. Music, coming to church. When we're creative, when we're using our imagination. Puppies, kittens, babies. Doing what you love. Those are times when you tap into your spirit and we tap into each other. But take out the things that can be addictive. Not so good. And then there's the bigger moments like birth and marriage and ceremonies of recognition and winning something big. Those are the big moments of heaven. A lot of the moments in my life have to do with nature. And one of the first big moments that I called my moment that I can remember, I was a teenager. And my brother was hiking the Appalachian Trail, and we lived in New Jersey. So we drove down to Virginia to meet up with him. And we went to the Shenandoah Valley. And we pulled in on one of those scenic overlooks. And I had never appreciated anything like that before. And I saw this vast range of mountains, green hills flowing into blue, into white, into the mist. And I looked over there and I saw there's no cars, there's no roads, no buildings, no power lines. It was just nature. It was God, this creation of God. And I didn't think that at the time because I was a teenager. But It was just so amazing. I was awestruck by it, and I remember that. And now I see it as the creation of God. And that's what's so beautiful about it, and that's why I love nature. So many of these heaven moments, big and small, involve being in nature. And these heavenly moments often entail some of our basic divine ideas from our definition. And we're going to explore those today. So I brought some more props. I'll be right back. Okay. We've got from the parade, love, peace, and abundance. Our vision statement. We see humanity fully awake to its divinity, fully experiencing love, peace, and abundance. That's our vision for ourselves, I hope, too, as well as for everyone in the world. We're going to start with peace. We sang we have peace like a river in our soul, flowing, easy, non-resistant. The river flows. It goes around the rocks. It joins with other rivers. It splits off. It takes on the twigs and the leaves, and it flows. It's easy. Peace, the path of non-resistance. Our great peace leaders, non-resistant, non-violent. I felt peace in our meditation earlier, and I hope you did too. Peace is a great place to start. Many years ago, I became friends with a girl named Laura from our church here. And Laura was, and I'm sure she still is, the epitome of joy. And we went traveling together out west. We went to the Rocky Mountains, the Canadian Rockies. We took a train. We went to the Pacific Northwest. We went to the coast. It was an amazing trip. And Laura was just bubbling over with joy all the time. People were so attracted to her. And she would start off the day with a meditation and yoga. And she said, Lori, we're just going to focus on joy today. We're going to be joy today. And I looked at her, and I knew I wasn't in that place. But I said, Laura, can I start with peace? And she said, sure you can. And so that was a good place to start for me. I took on the peace, and I focused on that. And then in time, as our trip progressed, it was more joyous and a lot of wonderful things. So peace is a really great place to start. Recognize the peace in your life, and you'll have more heaven coming in at you all the time. So that's peace. Then we're jumping back to love. We sang we have love like an ocean, vast and endless. In our offertory blessing, we say divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I am. Divine love is endless. There's no end to it. You're not going to run out. In the Magic Penny song, love is something if we give it away, we end up getting more. So always recognize the love. Feel the love in your hearts. We're going to take just a moment. If you can just close your eyes for 1 second with me and feel the love. Say to yourself in your mind, I love myself. And really believe it. We love each other. They all love me. I am love. And open your eyes. That's all you need to do. If you can just try and remember to feel the love, you're getting there. Abundance. In the Lord's Prayer, we say, give us this day our daily bread. And in Matthew, it says, therefore I tell you, and this is one of my favorites, therefore I tell you, do not worry about your life, what you will eat or drink, or about your body, what you will wear. Is not life more than food? Is not the body more than clothes? Look at the birds of the air. They do not sow, nor reap, nor store away in barns, and yet your heavenly Father feeds them. Are you not more valuable than they? So I have to disagree that I am not more valuable than the birds, because all God's creatures, right? But God's taking care of the birds. God's taking care of us. We don't need to worry about it. Just know that. Know that your basic needs will be met, and they are every day. Don't worry about it. When we were kids, my sister knows this, almost a day didn't go by without us saying, don't worry about it, Ma. We knew it was going to be okay, but that was her job, was to worry. Worry is a useless emotion. Don't worry about it, Ma. It's going to be fine. In our mastermind prayer, one of the things we close with is, I know that the mastermind is supplying me with an abundance of all things necessary to live a successful and happy life. Such a comforting feeling. So when you know that there will always be enough, you can go to the next step. You can see the abundance. You can see the overflowing. More than enough. Enough to share. Plenty of money. All that you want. Plenty of food. Really good food. Plenty of time to do all the things you love. Plenty of loving companions. Loads and loads of opportunities for joy. So, I have a few more clouds. Don't laugh at me. Remember from Matthew, it says, truly I tell you, unless you change and become like the children, you will never enter the kingdom. So you got to go with me. We got a few more clouds. Okay. I promise it won't go on forever. But we have joy. Where are we going to put joy? And gratitude and prayer. I borrowed those three from Jim Rosemergy when he was here a few weeks ago. He talked to us about what he sees God's will to be. Again, back in the Lord's Prayer, it says, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. And that got me thinking, if I can do God's will, I can be in heaven. And that's what I see that part of the Lord's Prayer to be about. And Jim said that God's will for us is all the same, that it's joy, prayer, and gratitude. So joy, he talked about, we can't always be in joy. We live on earth. We have a human life. We can start again and again. We can joy and rejoice. So feel joy, feel it again, and be glad that you're feeling it again and again. We sang we have joy like a fountain, and that's the perfect image for joy. The water in the fountain bubbles up with joy, and then it comes back down, and it recirculates. It has the opportunity to feel that joy again and again and again, bubbling up inside of us. That is joy like a fountain, like my friend Laura with her joy. Now, real quick, I'm going to ask you a question. And everybody can answer at once. Okay? So I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to just say the first thing that comes to your mind. What makes you happy? Puppies. Babies. Chocolate. Thank you. I hope that made you feel a little bit of joy. The next one is prayer. Jim Rosemergy said, pray always. I can't pray always. I prayed before. I'm going to pray again later, but right now I'm giving a talk. In other words, live life with your thoughts connected to God. That's what he means by that. Conscious of your spirit. In our song, our thoughts are prayers. It's a perfect illustration of that. Try and have your thoughts connected to spirit. And prayer is best when it's not need-based. God knows your needs. It's simply, prayer is a call to oneness, a oneness with God. It can last a moment or many moments. So, as Jim encouraged you, pray often. Just a simple few lines of prayer in your head. It can be at work in between phone calls. It can be when you're driving. It can be when you're cooking dinner. Just get centered and think about God. Just center, simple. Come to oneness with God. From our definition, our metaphysical definition, we said in order to find this kingdom, man must become conscious of divine mind and its realm of divine ideas, so what better way than prayer and meditation? Some people say that prayer is talking to God and meditation is listening to God. Well, I kind of blend them all together. I hope that's okay. I don't see such a difference. Either way is a great connection to spirit. It's simply a quiet time to come apart a while and connect with the thoughts of good things. My most connected and blessed times are when I'm leading meditation or prayer here for all of you. So thank you for that. Thank you for that. Brings us to the next cloud. Gratitude. There it is. Reverend Beth Head was here a few weeks ago, and she gave a whole talk about gratitude. It was wonderful. I really enjoyed it. And this talk is similar because it's about seeing and recognizing all the good things in our life, acknowledging them, and making more come. Thoughts held in mind create after their kind. So when we focus on the good things, more of it comes, and that's how we get to be in heaven. Is anyone aware of the practice of thinking of 5 things that you're grateful for before you get out in bed in the morning? Yeah. I've been doing that, and it's nice. It really is good. And sometimes I drift off and I go on a tangent, but I do get my 5 things in there, and it really helps set my day. And I think that I could start at night before I go to sleep thinking of 5 things that I'm grateful for that I experienced during the day. So I might add that. And we can always be grateful in advance, knowing that it is God's good pleasure to give us the kingdom. So I have one more cloud. I think I might have said 6, but there's 7, just like the 7 seconds it takes to get to heaven. 7 clouds to get to heaven. The last one is hope. That was on the Christmas parade, you can see. So hope is basically be optimistic. As my sister says, keep your chins up. I have a little dog named Willow, and at one point I nicknamed her Ever Hopeful, because whenever there's food in your hands or on the counter, she just comes on over and she just looks at you, and she's so optimistic and hopeful, and she has her little paw up and her tail is wagging because she's so grateful in advance, and she never gives up. She's ever hopeful. She sees the glass half full or all the way full, and I love that about her. So remember, think about the good things and be hopeful, be positive. Those are the affirmations. And say love, peace, abundance, joy, prayer, gratitude is mine, and I am hopeful that I can experience more and more and more of heaven on earth. And I wish that for you. I wish you heaven on earth, right here and right now. So thank you very much for listening to me. Thank you.